You guys are gonna have to bear with me for just a couple days because when I see Raid Hardpoint, it's really, I just want to cover it right now, whether I've been playing it or I've been watching it or I've been seeing it in scrims. When it comes to Raid Hardpoint, to me, I can't get my fill in yet, okay? So yesterday we watched this from Scum's point of view. He had a really good map yesterday. In this one, I figured we would switch it up and we'd go from a main AR point of view. So we are on board with Formal. Biggest reason why is because yesterday when we watched Scum, we were really all up in person in terms of being in the hill and on rotations and getting time and stuff like that. For today, I wanted to get a little bit of a different point of view in terms of making sure you're holding down rotations and rotating early and where you're at in terms of being on those rotations. And so far, this is a really good start, even though I know that this might seem weird. Even though they're down by like 35 points or so, it's a pretty decent start for Chicago because they were able to hold the push over through top laundry. Now, as it stands right now, I don't love the fact that they don't have anybody up top watching it. Dashy did just get a two-piece, but there's still nobody up top. That's a nice two-piece from Asim. He did get traded out from Envoy. But as it rotates from P1 to P2 towards the top side of the map, they just had to make sure that as New York exited that P1 hardpoint, they didn't give up the push through laundry on the top side of the map. And now you can see, remember when we said, you know, that's a pretty good start there for Chicago. If we look at the score is just about tied. They're going to take the lead. They're probably going to get the majority of this 15 seconds that's left. Now, as it rotates to P3, again, it'll probably be kind of tough to get time inside of P3. P2 and P3 are very similar in that if you don't rotate early, it can be hard to get time, although they did just spawn here. So that was a nice kill by Formal, opening up the P1 ring side of the map. They pushed through, they spawned ramp, and just like that, now they have time inside of P3. And also, not sure if you guys have noticed, but look at the gun that Formal's using. Formal is using the XM4, and we've seen that a little bit more over the last couple days. People using the M4, a couple different SMGs have been built in. So it's interesting to see the change, but so far, so good in terms of holding spawns for P2, getting the majority of that time, rotating through P1, over by ramp, getting time inside of P3, and now as it rotates to P4, same exact thing. You want to try to push the top side of the map, which is why you see all of those blue arrows on Formal's minimap pushing over towards laundry, because as laundry or as basketball pops for P4, if you can get those spawns on the top side of the map, it's much easier to get in with the height advantage. There's really only one choke point, which is what Formal's about to run through right here, and it's just really hard to get through. So a lot of what you've seen so far is all rotating through the top side of the map. And if you don't get control of the top side of the map for P4, it's really tough to get in. Sure, you can win a gun battle or two and you can get in, but now, like they just did right here, even though they were able to get inside, if they're not, and finally they push through. So as they got kills inside the hill, they also pushed through the top side of the map. But now you'll be able to see, like from up top right here where Formal is, the scenario is just reversed, and it's really tough to get through that front door from the bottom side of the map. But last 9 seconds here will end up going Chicago's way. P5 is also a really contested hill, so P1 and P5 are also super contested. For the first time today, let's go ahead and let's bring up our minimap so we can draw exactly what we're talking about here. So when it comes to money hills, P1 and P5, these are both super contested hills. So it's not impossible to get time inside of P5. For example, let's just say that we are inside of P5, and let's just say that Chicago has control of P5. They're spawning over towards the left. Now, as this happens, you can technically, if you know that New York is spawning on the right-hand side over here by P3, you know that their choke points are just in these couple areas, right? So if you have this locked down, you can push into zigzag here. You can push over here towards the right side of P1, and you can stop these. However, it can be pretty difficult, especially it gets even more difficult if you're in New York and you have somebody on a long flank that goes these mid stairs. There's just so many different ways that you can come from. But if you're able to get control of P5 and push out into those choke points, it's not impossible to hold from there. The other thing I wanted to talk about real quick is just if you're Chicago down towards the end there, you had these back spawns for inside of P4. And if you get these, then your setup is really just having a main AR up at this choke point that can shoot down in this direction here on top of everybody. And then also from that, there's just that one choke point towards the front, right? So if you get over in this area, so if you get set up on this heady right here and you are looking towards the front right here, it's so hard to get through to P4 from that bottom side of the map. So really what you're seeing now as we go back over towards the gameplay is a lot of contested time inside of P5. I like the fact that Formal just kind of sitting over here up on top of this statue.
Clay, hitting circle.
We'll see where Formal spawns here, probably back towards P2, yeah. So in this scenario, if you're Formal, if you're a main AR, you want to make sure that you're rotating back over towards the top side of the map. Sure, you want to try to get time inside of P5, but biggest thing, you don't want to give up a push through laundry. So like right now, if I'm New York, I want to be pushing up towards P1. If I'm a main AR, if I'm Clayster, trying to get in towards laundry so that I could flip spawns for P2, because right now, being down by about 60 points, if you're New York, things really aren't going your way as of yet. But with that, this is a scrim. Biggest thing that I love about scrims, especially on Raid, is that we can listen in and hear exactly what people are talking about. So let's go ahead. Let's listen into Chicago's team comm as they are now getting the bad spawns for P2. So we'll see if they're able to get time inside of P1 and potentially flip for P2. Let's go ahead. Let's listen into their team comms.
Guys,
That's fine. I'm going top part.
going drive, I guess. They have trophies.
Yo, Tommy's low hill. Low left on Tom.
I'm looking mid.
So was there too? Top laundry.
He's
Top
our
laundry,
side
Mac.
hill. Our side hill, Tommy.
Max top laundry.
Nice.
Max top laundry.
I don't know. He's laying down time.
Max top
I'm
laundry.
dead.
Max top laundry.
We spawned Jim.
Another one. Close right.
And also, we've seen a couple times there that I think Formal is just experimenting with this gun, but at range where he ended up dying from up top there on the opposite side by laundry, that's just, it's a really tough gun battle. To win that gun battle, if you have an M4 and they have a Krig or an AK, it just, for me personally, when it comes to the M4, it has more of like a random recoil pattern to it than the Krig and the AK do. So it'll be interesting to see if this sticks, but I wouldn't think it would. We'll see what happens here. Let's listen back in.
He cut out too, I think.
Spawn.
Is he cut out? No, he's not cut out.
Do one shot hill. Close.
I got two.
Nice.
Cut out. I think.
I got naded. One more.
I think pulls. Yo, cut out. Ace him. We should have spawns.
Yeah, we have
Cut out. Cut out Den.
Good.
Nice.
One more hill.
Another
Shot
one
hill together.
Back right, absolute in the back right. He's up behind the pillar.
Window
Mac.
and pillar.
Front door, man, pillar. Another one shot
I
you.
guess.
Okay, I guess.
We spawned out.
Absolute.
One shot.
I'm gonna go pick up right.
That's
I'm gonna
two.
pick up right.
Damn it.
One's money. One's in money, 100%.
Man, ain't going, dude.
Could go right.
I have all of right cut.
Still money.
Right there in P2, by the way, Formal did a really nice job of coming up off of spawns as they were spawning out for P1. He pushed the bottom part of the map and was actually able to push through P4 and get those back spawns. It's just when it came time for that crucial break, they weren't able to get inside that P2 hardpoint. So that was actually a really nice hold out of New York. Game could have completely changed right there, but now as it goes towards P3, we'll see if New York is able to break through this setup. As we continue here in the second set of rotations, let's listen back in.
Two back right. One's one shot.
No,
Clay
mine.
close.
Last two are back
One
right.
outskirts. One's Clay close.
Outskirts dead.
Nice.
Kill,
I'm playing
Clay.
middle. I'm playing Zig.
Hold time.
I have Zig.
I got
Go ahead.
some.
Two in R. I got one.
Every up till? He's in here?
Nothing right, guys. Nothing
Yeah, top part.
Another
Top part.
one, Zig.
Low, driveway. Zoom, hitting Jim. Jim laying down.
Jim and then hitting middle.
I spawned behind him.
I spawned out.
They'll rotate.
Yeah, I am.
I'm helping
Zima.
them. All over you guys. More.
One more front.
Front, dead. Maybe one more outskirt.
Yo, one more
Front, Clay.
Yeah,
Dead. I'm
front.
rotating.
Nice, good shit, yo.
Good job,
I'm holding jungle.
I'm coming to
You
you.
can like-
Six again. I'm 2 kills off.
Pool, guys. Spawning pool.
I'm about it. Yo, fucking.
I'm in the back.
Dead. I'm coming down.
They might spawn on me and old.
They be cut. Oh, they can be cut out. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna kill off streaks guys in the back. I'm
They
just
might
gonna
spawn
beam
pool.
Dude,
Yeah,
he's on the heady.
After heady Mac, he's one shot.
Ace him, one shot in the back, guys. Jungle, one shot, ace him.
I'm hitting kitchen.
Oh, dude.
What's
What's
going
my
on the
money?
back again?
So had
Dead.
either Formal or Envoy been able to win that gun battle against Asim back in jungle, they would have got those back spawns. This game would have already been over. Unfortunately, that's not how it worked out. Now, if you're OpTic, you have to push in through this bottom side. But now it's a little bit different, right? Because while you would like to have those top spawns, it's not extremely important because you just get one team wipe like what you saw right there. There's only 2 seconds left. Now they're spawning out, and that's all it takes. So even though Formal only went 21 and 23, I tried to get Envoy's point of view because he went double positive in this one. You can see he had 4,600 damage, but his stream was like a little bit glitchy. It wasn't working real well. So nice map out of Envoy. Scump was okay. Dashy had a really good map, but Dashy wasn't streaming. So we settled with the main AR point of view from Formal, and hopefully you're able to see a little bit in terms of how rotations work and how Formal made his way around the map. So if you guys are new around here, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I put out brand new videos breaking down the Call of Duty League every single day. Leave a like if you don't mind, as it helps out the channel. And with that, we will see you in tomorrow's upload.